How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Shuffle Squad's YouTube channel. Today on this video, we are going to be talking about the runner-up from the most recent North American late night event, number 72. It looks like we have a very spicy one here for you on the video. We're going to cover today the Arceus with some extra text deck here, and once you see this deck list, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about with the extra text. There are so many cool things in this list. So what we're going to do is we'll hop over to see how many people played in this tournament and also go through some of the matchups. We'll cover the deck list on this video today, and you'll even get to see some gameplay. So let's check out the video. We'll hop right over. All right, starting things off, late night number 72, the North American time frame. There were over 200 players, 260 players to be exact, played in this massive online tournament last Tuesday, and the runner-up out of all of these decks was the Arceus Flying Pikachu Alolan Vulpix VSTAR deck. Coming in second place out of all of these seems fantastic because I know that a lot of people out there who play competitive Pokemon TCG are sick of all the meta decks, so what an awesome thing to see this deck do well. We're going to take a look at some of the matchups that this deck had to get its way into the second place. If we look over here, we see that they played quite a few kind of off the beaten path decks. There was the Kyurem VMAX deck, and we have a control deck that it did play against, so it did take the win to the majority of things out there. There was some Arc Duraludon, some just Arceus V-Star, some Lost Box, there was some Goodra. It did take its loss to just a Lugia deck and also a loss to the Goodra deck here, the Lost Zone Goodra, taking one loss in Phase 2 to another Lugia deck, and its final loss to Isaiah Bradner, taking it out of contention for the winning spot here. I think that this deck has a lot of good outs to that deck, meaning that there's some main counters for Lugia in here, namely the Flying Pikachu for all of the basic Pokemon that Lugia likes to throw at you, and then also the Alolan Vulpix V-Star that can prevent Pokemon who have abilities from attacking you. So all of these seem really, really good. We're going to take a look at the deck list now and see what's inside. So first off, I'll say that this deck has a lot of cards. So if we're looking at all of the cards, we'll start out with the main engine of the deck, and that's the Arceus V-Star. You should all know what Arceus V-Star does by now if you've been playing competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's take a look at it just one more time here. We have the Trinity Nova attack that for 3 colorless energy does 200, and then you get to accelerate to your Pokemon V in play from your deck. Then we have Starbirth, so if you use the V-Star power here, you can search for any 2 cards in your deck. You don't have to reveal them, you just put them into your hand. So what a great ability there. Now we do have the Crobat here for some draw support with Dark Assets, so that's really good. I don't know how necessary that is, but if you want to go back and watch the final matches, we will have those on the channel as well. We have the one of Drapion V here, which is great for your Mew VMAX matchup, and I know into the top 4 this deck was able to beat out a Mew VMAX deck, most likely using the Drapion V. And then we have the 2 of the Flying Pikachu VMAX. Now I know Max Balloon is a great attack, preventing damage from those basic Pokemon, but you can also utilize Flying Pikachu V as an attacker too. Just the 3 colorless energy does 120 damage, and you get to flip to see if you can prevent some damage and effects done to the Flying Pikachu V, both of which have free retreat costs. So both the VMAX and the V have free retreat, so great pivot Pokemon. We do have the Pumpkaboo, which you want to put into play if there's a path to the peak, stopping your abilities from working. Then we have the Radiant Gardevoir here. So this is a really great Pokemon if you're trying to tank some damage on your Pokemon from Vs. So if there are a lot of Vs on your opponent's board, this is a great card to have in play. Then let's move to the spicier options in a list like this. So the Alolan Vulpix V can attack for no energy, so that's really cool. You don't see that as much. I know that that was huge in some of the older sets, and then it came back in the Sun and Moon series with the Alolan Pokemon, but you're able to attack for no energy. If it's a V, you can actually do 60 damage. So great first turn of the game attacker. Then we have the cream of the crop here, the Alolan Vulpix VSTAR with a Snow Mirage, does 160, which is not a lot of damage if you look at it, but you know, this attack can prevent damage done from your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. So really good there. So we could see the V-Star power, that's not really used, but Silvery Snowstar 70 times each of your opponent's V Pokemon in play could be really useful if you're able to get maybe that turn 1 Trinity charge off of your Arceus V here. Then we have the One of Lumineon, great for grabbing a supporter when you need it. We see some ball search cards here, so the Evo Incense, we've got the 4 of Quick Ball, the 4 of Ultra Ball, just for consistency purposes. We have the 1 of Switch in case something that you don't want gets stuck in the active. We have the Collapse Stadium because those pesky Reggies do come out and they do a lot of damage to your Pokemon, but thankfully, you know, between your Flying Pikachu VMAX and your Alolan Vulpix V-Star, you can stop most of those. You do have the Path of the Peak if you want to stop your opponent from doing things. So those are really the base cards. Then we move on to our supporter cards. We have Boss, we have Sharon's Care, which is really good. Just take your Arceus right off the field if it's got some damage counters. We've got 4 of Marnie. So the Marnie Path combo seems like it's really good. I know in the past, a lot of the Flying Pikachu Arceus variants are playing the higher Marnie count with the path in here too. So I think that that's effective. Then we have 2 research. We've got 1 of Raihan, which I think is really good. When you deal a lot with basic energies in a deck, whether it's a single prize deck or V, I think Raihan is a super strong card, and I think it will be going into the future as well. And then there's a 1 of Serena, just if you're trying to thin down the hand. We do have an Air Balloon for pivot, and then the Air Balloon for pivot, and we do also have the Big Parasol in here. We have 2 of Big Parasol, so you can stop that Sableye damage from affecting you and just put your Flying Pikachu VMAX up against the Lost Box and hope that they don't have Rope Boss to get it back out onto the field. We do have a 4 count of the Double Turbo Energy, 2 of the V-Guard Energy, so you can really just stop that damage and put yourself to the advantage too. Now, we see the basic energies, but I really want to stop and talk about this card in the list. So Piers is a card that you don't normally see. Piers is so cool because it can get any energy. So if you're going second and you take your first turn where you can use your supporter, you can go in and just find the Double Turbo Energy in deck. It doesn't have to be a basic energy. It can be any energy card, or you can find that V-Guard Energy, anything you want. So the Piers is really good here, especially against Mew. You can find your Drapion, or you can even find your Crobat to just draw some more cards. So really, really useful card. I love that they did play that in the deck. It must have been, you know, they had 59 cards. This seemed like a good option, and it worked. So props to them. So we're going to hop over into the ladder and play some games with this and see how it does. And we're back on the ladder here. We're going to try to see if we can showcase what this deck can actually do. We're playing the the anti-meta deck, the Arceus Flying Pikachu. Yes, I would love to go first. Watercoin, thank you for asking. Okay, we've got some things here. Let's give them the old hello. So we've got Quick Ball, we've got a couple Ultra Balls, so doing pretty good. Well, that's something you don't see. A Cryogonal, huh? We're gonna go right here and try to get just the Arceus. Now I know that Cryogonal probably plays with a whole bunch of other things, such as the Kyogre, and Kyogre seems pretty okay too, especially when you get Flying Pikachu VMAX in your deck. That's weak to water Pokemon and also a basic Pokemon. So all of these things are working in our favor here. I think that we're doing pretty good with the lone Arceus in hand, and see if they can set up their deck. So deck's setting up pretty well. Obviously, you saw that we were going into all of our Pokemon. pretty easily. I think we're going to try to draw the Pikachu VMAX and also the research off of the Starbirth. We could also go for an energy. Energy seems fine too, but we definitely need the Pikachu VMAX. Now Groudon, that's another one that's pretty unplayed right now. Groudon, good combination with the Kyogre. I think it's pretty good. Same idea, just as to active Pokemon. Okay, there's an energy, still pretty good. We need a switch, and if we get a switch here and a research, we'll be just fine. Now they're attacking active. Let's, no, we'll still need a switch. All right, let's do that. Just because even if we held the hand and waited for the research, switch is a one of in this deck. Okay, so we did pull the double turbo energy. That's really what I wanted to go for, alongside the alongside these things here. So we don't need V-Guard in this matchup. Let's get our Pikachu VMAX into play. Put it out here. And then hope for the best. They're going to swing right into our Arceus V. See what else we've got going on for us here. If they retreat, yeah, they're just going to put it active, which is fine because we can hide behind the Gardevoir for a turn, attach energy, and then let them knock it out. So 5 cards of their deck, 80 damage for each energy card. So if they hit with at least 2 energy, whoa, that's a lot of energy. 640 damage, trying to go for a record here, huh? Okay. Well, with the lone Pikachu VMAX, as long as they don't boss us up, which they've got too many energy to clog themselves, if they don't boss, I think we're just fine. I'm assuming they won't Marnie. There's an escape rope. No way. That is crazy. So 35 cards in deck. We do have resistance to fighting, so hopefully that helps us a little. Yeah, I don't even know here. This is kind of nutty. We got the Lumineon V we see coming out. Interested to see in what they go for. Are they going with an Irida? That seems different. Just the way that this deck works kind of astounds me on how the pieces are actually coming together, because it's kind of a meme, but we're also a meme. So we want to see if any of this actually works out. Radiant Greninja, great draw support card in a deck like this, just getting you all of your pieces. And we'll see what happens here. I think that this would be kind of cute if you were ever able to play it with like a Lost Zone engine and just pummel your opponent's Pokemon. Putting the Groudon in seems pretty good. The secondary attack's okay, hitting for 120 damage, but for energy, not the best. All right, putting all those energy back in the deck. Still a 35 card deck. If they're able to hit, you know, all 5, it's not going to be good. Okay, we did it. We did it. Only 130 damage. Perfect. We're going to put this right on you and start swinging. Doing pretty fine here, right? We took 1 prize card, and I think that we're pretty set for the rest. Really, with a deck like this, if you're able to get the Flying Pikachu out, any sort of basic Pokemon are going to fumble to see what they can do around the Pikachu. When you have Parasol on it too, it's really difficult to find your way around. So these, this opponent might be trying to Greninja me. That could be a thing that happens, or they'll just try to deck themselves out. Let's see which one of those things happen. So now the Groudons are gone. Thank goodness. And we don't have to put anything else down. They could try to rope us with some nonsense like that. Maybe put Kyogre in play, rope us, and then get that. There's the Kyogre. So we really need our boss at this point. Maybe we'll top deck a boss. That would be really, really good. Top decking boss seems just fine to me. And here we go. We're going to put some energy on the Kyogre. We'll get rid of the Cryogonal. The Cryogonal. Cryogonal. Oh my goodness. I apologize. Putting energy on the Greninja. That's a pretty spicy play. Alright, so they have some energy in hand. Maybe we can stop that. Wow. Okay. We'll get rid of this right now. Top decking boss. See, you say it and it happens. Seems like it's the way it is here. I don't know if they have anything else that they can do behind this, but Cryogonal is going to go and grab probably another Kyogre here. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Another Kyogre, load it up, try again, rinse and repeat. Okay. Those are cards for sure. Definitely some cards. Checking things out, seeing what comes down into play. Radiant Greninja doing its Radiant Greninja things. There we go, another Groudon. All right. I get it, buddy. We see that you got some energy there. We got some energy recyclers. We got some energy on the board. Manually attaching energy. Seems like a boss play. Just loading up, huh? Alright, so I got Lumineon. Trying to put Lumineon back in the deck, I assume. Trying to go rope boss, maybe. Let's stop that from happening. I don't like that. We could Lumineon here too. We could use our own Lumineon. I don't think that really hurts us any. Let's see if we got another boss. We do have one more boss, so we could go there. We do have Serena also in the deck. So we could try to just dig Serena out of the prize cards. Put them so far behind that they can't just do the rope boss play. Alright, this seems fine too. And there's the Serena. Wow, okay. So chances are they're going to put this up here, try to just go to load it up. They're going to put the Cryogonal. Okay, 90 damage on, I don't know which two Pokemon they're going to try to put it on, but I know this one's taking, 20 less damage, so only 70 here and 90 here. Still not taking all of their prize cards if they do that, but for sure they can definitely do that. We do win if they don't take all 4 prize cards this turn, and or get rid of the Serena in our hand. So deck set up really, really well. I've played a couple of games with it on the ladder. I can see why. It definitely thrives in something like a known meta. If you knew what was going to be played or roundabouts to what deck would be played, I can see where this deck thrives because it isn't a all-around good deck. It's definitely good for a specific meta deck. So it's a rogue deck. Just really, there's the boss that we thought were coming down. It's really made for something that going in. Like if we're playing ladder games, probably not the best. but if you're going into a tournament, it's definitely a great deck. Here's the Radiant Greninja. Still not hitting for enough because this Radiant Gardevoir is blocking some of the damage, if not all. We do have the double turbo as the pivot. Okay, still taking the 90 damage, that's fine. And here we go. We're just going to retreat. We'll pull this up, hit the Serena for the last 2 prizes on this Lumineon, and go in with Max Balloon for the knockout, taking the game. So as you can see, the deck does have a lot of outs, a lot of paths to victory. There are so many cool attackers in this deck that you can use. Obviously, Flying Pikachu proving to be still a great Pokemon in this meta currently. And even though we only showed you a deck that you might not see at a tournament, I know personally from playing this deck and then also watching back the top 8 and the finals of the late night series, it was super powerful and definitely really hard to play against if you're the Lugia player. So if you do want to try out a rogue deck, something again that's not necessarily a meta deck per se, it's not Lost Box, it's not the Lugia, I would definitely try this deck out. You can hop over to play.limitlesstcg.com and search the late night event series, where we'll have all of our deck lists viewed that were played in those tournaments, so you can check all of them out. Make sure you're hitting the like button, the subscribe button. Tell us what you think about all of our content here, as it directly supports all of our team at the Shuffle Squad, and we hope to see you on the next video. We're going to hop right over to all of our sponsors that you'll want to check out for not only some really awesome discount codes, but some cool Pokemon stuff too. Again, that all supports us here at the Shuffle Squad. I'll talk to you next time. This is PJ signing off. Keep on shuffling. The Shuffle Squad is proudly sponsored by Atlas Collectibles, the best place to buy any trading card game product online. Visit atlastcg.com and at the checkout screen, make sure to use code TSS12 to save an unbeatable 12% off your entire order. Atlas Collectibles will ship your product anywhere in the world, so make sure you're taking advantage of the 12% savings with TSS12. And if Pokemon is not your thing, don't worry. Go to atlastcg.com and see all the other amazing trading card game products they have there to offer.
The Shuffle Squad is partnered with PTCGO Store to provide our community with the best access to Pokemon TCG codes. They have codes available 24/7, instant email delivery, and you can save 5% off by using code TSS5. If you're a YouTube member or Patreon supporter, you'll have access to a special code that gets you 10% off. So what are you waiting for? Use code TSS5 today and save 5% on your next order of codes on any codes available at ptcgostore.com.
Are you trying to be the best like no one ever was? Now is your time. Head on over to metafy.gg and search out all our amazing Pokemon TCG coaches, where you can book all sorts of training plans ranging from deck help to full season sessions with your favorite coach. What a great way to up your game. Check out metafy.gg in the description below and take your game to the next level. Challenge yourself against trainers from around the world to compete for the biggest online prizing yet.
Are you ready for an unbelievable tournament unlike anything else you've ever seen before? The Shuffle Squad is proud to announce our newest tournament series, the Late Night Event, with an amazing grand prize that's bound to have you excited.
Players can compete via play.limitless.tcg.com's online tournament platform every Tuesday to get a chance to earn weekly prizes. And every week, your placement in the tournament is tallied by points based on your best finishes to earn your rank for the Late Night Invitational event.
The series will be conducted starting February 7th of 2023 and carry all the way through to the Invitational on July 9th of 2023, where the top players will be rewarded the grand prizing.
And the grand prize is a signed jersey and photo op with the entire Shuffle Squad, as well as a fully paid trip to the Pokemon World Championships in Yokohama, Japan. This includes hotel and airfare, whether you're a player or a spectator.
Don't forget to check out all the live coverage on our YouTube and Twitch channel of the top cuts of these events for every week. And subscribe so you can get notified where to watch the Late Night Events Invitational, brought to you by the Shuffle Squad. Now get out there and start winning. We'll see you in Japan.